President Donald Trump has just announced that the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of the South American nation. The CBC's Katie Nicholson joins us now live from Washington. So, Katie, what more do we know about this tanker seizure?
Well, Andrew, information's pretty limited right now. Bloomberg did report this first, and then it was confirmed by the president at 3 o'clock today at this roundtable he's hosting, still ongoing. This is a little bit of what Donald Trump said at that moment.
It's been an interesting day from the standpoint of news. As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
So these other things that you hear him sort of reference there, a lot of people wondering what is meant by that. Of course, there's been a lot of speculation about a possible ground incursion into Venezuela. The president himself sort of floating that idea a number of times. Reuters has been reporting that this action against the tanker was led by the U.S. Coast Guard. Reuters also reporting that tanker had been sanctioned for what the Americans said was involvement in Iranian oil trading when it went under another name, the Adizia. So clear escalation of tensions here. We have heard from the president. He was asked questions by the reporters about other images of this. Can you tell us any more? He sort of deferred and said, you will hear more about this later. This U.S. action, of course, may make it much harder for Venezuela to export its oil. Other shippers now likely to be a little bit more reluctant to go into its zones, load its cargoes there. Most Venezuelan oil, it should be noted, goes to China, usually through intermediaries and often at steep discounts because of sanction risks. This will have an effect on the Venezuelan economy as well. No comment yet from Venezuela or President Nicolas Maduro, who is of course, alleged that the U.S. is trying to force regime change in his country. And of course, Trump this week said that Maduro's days are numbered in an interview with Politico this week.
Yeah, I mean, this tanker seizure, it's against the backdrop of the U.S. military buildup around Venezuela, all of those strikes on these alleged narco boats, narco terrorists, as the Trump administration refers to them. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Andrew, you're right. There's been a buildup of the U.S. Southcom fleet all around that sort of the Venezuelan area, throughout that sort of region of Central and Northern South America. You're seeing, all of these alleged narco terror strikes, more than 20 at this point, killing more than 80 people. And of course, that has been the subject of a lot of scrutiny here in Congress, not far away from us on Capitol Hill. A lot of questions around that, in particular, double tap strike that happened in September, where House members of the House and Senate Armed Services and Intelligence panels were meeting with the U.S. Special Operations Command Chief, who allegedly or who did order that double tap strike, where there was 2 people who had survived the initial strike. It's been described by numerous people who saw the video that they were sort of clinging to the boat, trying to right it. And whether or not this was legal, was it against maritime law? Is it against the rules of engagement? And larger questions here too, Andrew, again, about, you hear from the administration language about, well, we're at war with these narco terrorists. But again, it is Congress that has the power, the sole power under the Constitution to declare war. And there are questions, is this about, from Congress, are we going to war with Venezuela? Is this some sort of a war action? And again, that would be against the Constitution. So lots of question, lots of buzz up on sort of the Capitol around this. And so this latest escalation certainly adding to that. And again, Andrew, I would direct you to those words from the president talking about sort of other things, an allusion to other things that we might hear about in relation to this. What does that mean?
Good questions. Katie, thank you. CBC's Katie Nicholson live in Washington.